Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Diamond on Colonist.io 1v1. On today's board, the wheat is going to be a little bit challenging to get. The ore is also not in a great spot. And honestly, what I'm tempted to do first is take this 693 to get on the best ore and make it very difficult for our opponent to get onto that. I do worry that they take the 4911 or the 5411, but I hope that we can get over here. I don't immediately see a better option, and I really don't want to leave the best ore to our opponent. So we're just going to go there. There's a chance they could play this 10-8-4, and maybe even like the 5-6-11. But I don't think they necessarily want to leave us all those spots or all those pips. We are getting closer to our goal. We're almost to plat 1. I actually think we might get it if we win this game. And our opponent this season is also a plat 2. And last season, looks like it might be their first season playing. So they went 3-8-10. And they do take the 5-4-11, 5-4-10. Now what I'm seeing here is I'm actually quite tempted to take the 5-6-11 to share one of the best wood spots, get a good wheat spot, and get a second ore. And then it becomes a question of where do we go? And I think that if we were to go somewhere, I want to point down and see if we can't get a second road here. But honestly, the spot I really want is this 8-4-3. I just think if we go this way and go up, our opponent's going to try and get to this 3-4-11. And our opponent does start with a road, so I'm a little bit worried about getting plowed. But is the plow actually worth it there? Maybe not. So let's take the 5-6-11. We have a few more seconds to think about the second placement here. Let's point this way. Our bailout is going to be coming down to the 10-9-11. We do have the coordinated 6s, which I didn't even realize until just now. And I definitely don't think as our opponent you want to give us that. But if we can get one more 6, that would be pretty huge. If we do a little bit of hand tracking, it looks like our opponent has a ton of wood in 1 brick. The 4 rolls. I'm looking for one more 9, and honestly, I'm looking for a 3. Beautiful. I think we're going to go there. And I am going to go road settle. I'm going to open ourselves up with the understanding that this 8-4-3 spot just feels really, really strong. The 10 rolls, which is coordinated for them. But if we can manage to get one more 6 roll, it's an instant city for us. 7 comes out. Are they going to block the 6 or? They block the 9 brick. So we do get that. I think I want to... Yeah, I'm going to city the 6-5-11. I'm not as concerned here. I'm trying to get them to block maybe the wheat and leave this wheat unblocked or keep all this down. 5 rolls. 4 rolls. If we can get a 6, we might start deving. So let's take our first dev. We do get a knight. And of note, our opponent does also have a knight. This is their only wheat. And this is not their only brick. So I think we're actually going to self-block the wheat. We get another city. Let's city up the 6-9-3. And we'll pass. If a knight comes out, I think our opponent probably still needs to try and block the 6. But the 9 block's good. Stopping us from getting brick is a good idea. I didn't realize sheep is really scarce, and as I say it, of course, it rolls. I think we're going to go down, actually drop the ore. Let's block our opponent's wheat again. We get another sheep. We'll dev once, we get a knight. And honestly, I'm not mad at losing those 4s. Here, we can dev again. We get a victory point. I really would like a 9 to roll here. We do have another city. I'm not mad at 8-4-3 city. Can we get the brick to roll? Or another 8. I guess that's fine. Our opponent can't mono. And this 4 block is just putting in some overtime. Now, what do we actually do next? I think is the question we have to ask ourselves. Well, with that, we're over. Let's dev once. We get a mono. If our opponent rolls a 9, I think we're going to instantly take the brick. But let's reblock their ore. We get an 11. Doesn't do us as much good here. Pass. A lot of wood. Even more wood. And our opponent has at least 5 wood. So I think just for sake of momentum, let's take all that. And how do I want to do this? We go 2 down here. And we pour all the ore for a sheep. That should give us road settle. We're on this spot. We're looking for a 9 to try and secure a 3 for 1 port up here. Oh man, I don't even know what to do here. We probably port this down for a brick. Another 8. There's the 9. And now we can actually port this down for a wheat. We do have road settle. And we could take this 10-9-2 spot. We could also take wheat port. I think getting on the early port is probably best. So let's play up. Let's take the port. Our opponent did leave. This game is feeling pretty close to being over. The momentum is absolutely on our side. You could, as I'm looking at it, I think maybe taking the 10-9-2 was a better spot, or maybe even trying to build over for the 5-10-2, just to restrict them and to force them to go over, because then they actually are going to really struggle to double the 10. A 5 rolls. And now the bot should play a little bit faster than our opponent did anyways. They're porting down. I didn't even realize they have a brick port. But I like that. We'll pass. Our opponent did come back. And one more brick is pretty sweet. A 6 would also be great. Does our opponent have it? They're porting for an ore? Fair enough. We get a wood. Not quite what we were hoping for. I think it's coming back on us. I don't want to give up our plan, so I'm not going to play anything here, actually. I wonder if that sheep is what they needed. Oh, they play the army. They block our 9. And that was a mistake by them, because now we have this. I think we might see a resigns here. We're going to go road, road, settle. Stop them from placing this settle. And it's just a momentum killer. I don't think there's much fighting back from this. We can port down and actually have an empty hand. So let's dev. Yop, dev. We get a victory point. All the sheep. And I don't know what I actually want to do here. Road. I could preserve my road here. And I think it's worth the yop to go ahead and do that with our brick being blocked. We're at 13. With another roll, we can settle. And then we just have, you know, oh, tough. Let's block the 4. Port down, grab the wheat, build a settle. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 9 gets blocked again. I'm not as actually concerned with the 9 being blocked. We'll reblock the 4. I know it does give us a bunch. Let's build 1 road. Five. We're 1 roll off of the win. There it is. And if our opponent passes, this is game. GG's to our opponent. We actually get a choice of how we want to win. Can we do this? We can. Can we get a victory point for the win? Ah, we do. Even cooler. All right, so GG's to our opponent. We are up to Platinum 1, so we're 1 rank off. We can finally see the Diamond rank on the screen, so we're getting there. 15 to 8 today. Dice, a lot of 5s, definitely overrolled. The 6s and the 8s did their job. There wasn't as many 7s. The 12s rolled a bit, but I don't think we were on the 12. Resource card stats, lots and lots of wood. 4 of the victory points were pulled, and I think we got 3 of those 4. Activity stats, that block on the 4 was actually pretty crucial to stopping our opponent from expanding. And then finally, resource stats, we pretty greatly outproduced our opponent. So thank you everyone for watching. I really do appreciate you guys and all your feedback on these videos. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And then finally, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and that just helps to make sure that you don't miss any of my future content. And on that note, I will see you guys on the next episode.